11 gestures or signs that a woman secretly likes you. Stoicism. Modern Stoic. The signs are always there, but only the wise know where to look. This powerful quote reminds us of a profound truth that the Stoics lived by. Clarity comes not from rushing, but from observing and reflecting with a calm mind. Welcome to Blessing of Stoicism, a space where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Today, we're diving into a topic that many men struggle to understand. How can you tell if a woman secretly likes you? In a world full of mixed signals, misunderstandings, and overthinking, it's easy to get lost in the noise. But here's the good news. Stoic principles can guide you to the truth. In this video, we'll reveal 11 subtle yet powerful gestures that women use when they're secretly interested. These signs may not scream, "I like you," from across the room, but with a clear, composed mind, you'll be able to see them for what they truly are. As the Stoics taught us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. So why live in confusion and uncertainty when you can observe and understand the hidden signals with a calm and rational mind? Prepare to step into the world of Stoic clarity and discover how you can apply timeless wisdom to better understand the subtle language of attraction. By the end of this video, you'll feel more confident in recognizing the signs around you, and most importantly, you'll learn how to respond like a true Stoic, calm, composed, and empowered. Sign 1. Her eyes reveal what she won't say. Her eyes will always speak before her lips ever do, and when a woman secretly likes you, the truth spills silently from her gaze like a confession wrapped in stillness. You must understand, in the realm of attraction, words often lie, but the eyes, never. That is why the ancient saying holds weight. The eyes are the window to the soul. And in the quiet battlefield of modern relationships, especially for the Stoic man who watches more than he speaks, those who master the art of reading eyes hold a power most men miss. Let's break it down. The lingering gaze. If she holds eye contact with you for just a second longer than usual, that's an unconscious sign of interest. It's like her mind is telling her to move on, but her emotions are saying, "Wait, I like this." The double take. You walk by, and she looks once, then again. This is her way of making sure she gets another glimpse of you, even if she pretends it's accidental. The quick look away. When a woman is attracted to you but nervous about making it obvious, she might look at you and then quickly look away. This is her trying to play it cool while her body betrays her feelings. But here's the most telling sign of all. The dilated pupils. Attraction triggers a physical response. When she likes what she sees, her pupils naturally widen. This is completely involuntary, meaning even she can't fake or control it. The key here is observation. If you catch a woman making eye contact with you frequently or showing any of these subtle signs with her eyes, she might just be secretly interested in you, whether she admits it or not. Stay grounded, stay calm, and do not rush. A modern Stoic does not react. He sees, he understands, he chooses. If this message hit home, if you've experienced something like this, I want to hear your story. Drop it in the comments, and let's make this a space where real men learn the subtle art of reading truth in silence. Sign 2. She finds excuses to touch you. She finds excuses to touch you. This is not just a trivial observation. It's one of the most ancient and deeply embedded signals of connection in human behavior. Touch is older than language itself, a silent but powerful form of communication that bypasses words and logic, speaking directly to the emotional brain. When a woman is secretly drawn to you, her instincts often take the lead before her words ever will. In a world where boundaries and social cues dominate interactions, these small touches, seemingly accidental, are often intentional whispers of interest. Watch closely for the accidental touches that aren't truly accidents. When she brushes against your shoulder in a crowded room when there's clearly space elsewhere, or her leg rests against yours a little too long when you're sitting together, those are signs. A Stoic man observes without rushing to conclusions, reading between the lines of behavior rather than chasing validation. But it's not just about fleeting contact. the duration reveals more than the moment. If she gives you a hug that holds for a few beats longer than necessary, or her hand rests on your forearm during conversation and doesn't withdraw immediately, she's testing not just her comfort, but yours. This is not randomness, it's a form of emotional probing. The playful slap on the arm during laughter, that's more than just humour. It's safe contact wrapped in fun, and she's seeing how you receive it, whether you tense up, ignore it, or lean into it. As the philosopher Epictetus taught, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. And that includes listening with the eyes, observing body language that reveals what the lips won't say. In the modern world, where women are often cautious about being too direct due to social expectations or past experiences, touch becomes a subtle strategy to explore attraction without risking outright rejection. But here's the Stoic advice for you. Don't overreact, don't assume, and above all, don't chase. A calm, grounded presence, an iron mind, is what invites more of her signals. Respond with subtle confidence, not desperate enthusiasm. A modern Stoic knows that desire expressed through action is far more honest than words alone. So if she keeps finding reasons to touch you, especially when she doesn't need to, it's time to be quietly aware. Attraction might be blooming in silence. Have you ever noticed a woman doing any of these? Drop your story in the comments. Let's learn from each other's experience. Sign 3. She laughs a lot at your jokes. She laughs a lot at your jokes. More than she should, more than logic explains, more than the joke deserves, and that's exactly the point. When a woman is genuinely into you, she doesn't just hear your words, she feels your presence, and her laughter becomes a signal flare of attraction. This isn't about being a stand-up comedian or trying too hard. It's about something much deeper, a subconscious desire to bond. Pay attention to the over-the-top giggle, that burst of laughter that seems too enthusiastic for a dad joke or a sarcastic remark. It's not the joke that matters, it's you. She's laughing because the sound of your voice lights something up inside her. And when she leans in as she laughs, that's not an accident. That's her body instinctively closing the distance, inviting you into her space. That lean is a bridge, and only a man with awareness, with presence, with stoic restraint, knows when to walk across it. And here's a golden detail many men miss. When she remembers something funny you said days ago and brings it up out of nowhere, she's been mentally replaying you like her favourite song. This is psychological anchoring. Your humour has created a positive emotional imprint in her mind, and that makes you unforgettable. As Victor Borge said, laughter is the closest distance between 2 people. This is not just science, it's strategy. Laughter lowers her defences, erases awkwardness, and opens the door to deeper connection. The modern Stoic doesn't force humour. He observes. He responds with timing. He stays calm even when the laughter floods in, because he knows it's not about being the clown. It's about being the calm in her storm, the man she feels safe enough to laugh with. Never chase approval through jokes. Let your humour be a reflection of your authenticity, not a tool for validation. In a world full of noise, a man who can make a woman laugh without trying too hard becomes a rare signal. If you recognise these signs in a woman, don't ignore them. Lean into them with confidence, but not desperation. That's the mark of a high-value man. And if this resonates with you, type in the comments right now. Her laughter is my signal. Then like this video, share it with a brother who needs this wisdom, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another powerful lesson in Stoic attraction. Sign 4. She mirrors your movements. She mirrors your movements. This isn't just a surface-level coincidence. It's one of the most profound yet silent signs that a woman is emotionally and psychologically drawn to you. Mirroring is a powerful subconscious behaviour deeply rooted in our evolutionary and social instincts. When a woman subtly begins to copy your gestures, posture, tone of voice, or even the phrases you use, she's not mocking you, she's bonding with you. It's her subconscious mind saying, I feel connected, I feel safe, I want to be aligned with you. This behaviour is known in psychology as the chameleon effect, and it's one of the clearest indicators of attraction that most men overlook because they are too busy focusing on what is said rather than what is shown. The great Stoics would have appreciated this subtlety, for they understood that truth often resides in silence and observation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone does wrong, it is because they do not know better. Do not be angry, help them understand." Likewise, if a man is blind to a woman's mirroring behaviour, he's simply untrained in the art of presence. The Stoic man sees beyond words. He reads the room. He reads her. He notices that when he leans forward, she leans too. When he uses a unique gesture while speaking, she adopts it. When he says a particular phrase or slang, she starts using it days later. These are not random behaviours. They are unconscious affirmations that she is emotionally aligning herself with you, that she is entering your world without saying so directly. Now consider this from a biological standpoint. Humans are social creatures wired for connection. When someone mirrors you, they are literally syncing their nervous system with yours. Think of it as tuning two radios to the same frequency. If she's adjusting her pace to walk beside you, if her laughter comes just after yours in perfect timing, if her tone begins to match your cadence, it's because her body is trying to create harmony with yours. That's not flirtation. That's fusion. And here's the powerful part. This is all involuntary. She's not planning it. It's happening on a primal level. So what should the wise man do? Test it, subtly. Shift your posture. Cross your arms. Rub your chin. Change how you're sitting. Don't call attention to it. Just observe. If, after a few moments, she does the same or mirrors the movement without realizing, that's the sign. That's the moment you understand. You're not just talking to her. You're affecting her. You're in her thoughts. You've entered the realm of influence without saying a word. That's the power of presence. This is where Stoicism comes in. The Stoic man does not chase validation. He doesn't need to hear, "I like you," to feel confident. He watches. He listens. He recognizes the signs the untrained man misses. He knows that when a woman mirrors him, she is inviting emotional intimacy. And here's where most men go wrong. They either dismiss it as coincidence or ruin it by calling it out. Don't do that. Stay still. Stay composed. Let her come closer. The more centered you are, the more she will naturally gravitate toward your energy. A woman mirrors a man she respects, admires, and feels emotionally safe around. That means you've already passed the most important test without even trying. Remember this. Women are emotional creatures who often express their feelings not through declarations, but through synchronization. As the old saying goes, actions speak louder than words. In her case, mirroring is the loudest silent message she can send. So if you want to deepen that connection, stay calm, stay stoic, and match her energy with quiet strength. And here's your moment to contribute. Have you ever noticed a woman mirror your movements? What did you think at the time? Share your story in the comments below. Someone else might learn something life-changing from your experience. Because at the end of the day, the difference between a man who wins and a man who wonders is the ability to see the signs no one else is paying attention to. Sign 5. She finds reasons to be around you. She finds reasons to be around you is one of the clearest and most underestimated signs of a woman's hidden attraction. And yet it is a truth that slips past the untrained eye of most men. As a man grounded in Stoicism, you are called to observe not just what is said, but what is done, because action, not words, reveals a person's true intentions. A woman who secretly likes you will rarely announce her feelings outright. Instead, she will quietly position herself in your environment, making small, almost imperceptible moves to draw herself nearer to your presence. This is not mere coincidence. It is intention disguised as spontaneity. Proximity is a language, and in the realm of human attraction, it speaks volumes. Just as water flows to the lowest point and fire rises toward the sky, people instinctively gravitate toward the energy that nourishes them. If a woman repeatedly finds ways to be near you, whether she shows up where you usually go, changes her routine to match yours, or conveniently shares space with you in rooms where many other options are available, this is a strategic move, powered by subconscious desire. It may be subtle at first. Maybe she never cared for that quiet coffee shop on the corner, but now she's there, laptop open, just as you walk in. Or she starts attending the same gym you do, and oddly enough, shows up during your usual workout times. She's not just lifting weights, she's lifting opportunity. In a sea of empty seats, she chooses the one next to you. That is not randomness. That is attraction cloaked in humility. And here's the critical Stoic insight. The universe doesn't shout, it whispers. If you are too distracted, too focused on your own assumptions, or too eager to impress, you will miss the signal. You must train your inner stillness to perceive the patterns in her behavior. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If your thoughts are grounded in wisdom, you'll see through the fog of confusion and recognize her silent signal for what it is. A quiet request to be seen, to be noticed, to be acknowledged. Stoicism doesn't teach you to act impulsively, it teaches you to observe deeply. Women often avoid open declarations of interest, especially in today's culture where vulnerability is seen as weakness. So they express through motion, through presence, through planned coincidence. And you, the Stoic man, must not respond like a boy chasing every shadow, but like a man who understands the language of intention. The next time she shows up somewhere unexpectedly, sits beside you when she has many other options, or seems to know just a little too much about your schedule, understand this. She is drawn not to your words, but to your presence, your composed energy, your unshaken calm, your grounded masculinity. These things attract not just attention, but devotion. Do not ignore these signs, but also do not be ruled by them. Maintain your center. Observe without clinging. A woman's pursuit of proximity is her quiet dance of attraction, graceful, deliberate, and full of meaning. Let her come closer, and when she does, meet her not with desperation, but with awareness, appreciation, and confidence rooted in stillness. As Epictetus wisely said, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So react with wisdom, not ego. Recognize the gift of her attention without needing to dominate or control it. Simply receive it, and let your actions flow from a place of clarity and self-mastery. Brothers, if you've ever noticed a woman constantly showing up near you, changing her schedule, or seeking your space more often than coincidence allows, don't brush it off. It's likely more than random. Comment below. If you've experienced this kind of silent pursuit, your insight might just give another man the vision he needs to finally understand what's been unfolding in front of him all along. If you've ever caught a woman finding reasons to be near you, whether it's a subtle shift in her routine or a quiet presence in your space, it's time to pay attention. Recognize the signs of attraction beyond the obvious. Drop a comment below with, I understand the unspoken. Like this video, subscribe for more wisdom, and remember, true strength comes not from chasing, but from being still and observant. Let your calm presence speak louder than any words. Sign 6. She gives you her undivided attention. In a world where distractions rule and most people's attention spans have been shattered by the constant pull of notifications, messages, and social media feeds, there's one unmistakable signal that cuts through the noise. A woman who truly likes you will give you something more valuable than compliments, gifts, or flirty glances. She will give you her undivided attention. Let me be absolutely clear. Attention is the modern currency of value. If she willingly lays down her phone, turns away from the crowd, and fully locks in on you, you're no longer dealing with coincidence. You're facing real interest. Think about it. When was the last time someone remembered the random band you mentioned in passing? When a woman brings up your favourite music from a week ago, it means she wasn't just hearing your words. She was listening with intent. That's emotional investment. And in the teachings of modern Stoicism, where we learn to observe the subtle truths of human behaviour without clinging or projecting, this is a clear sign. Presence equals preference. Stoic wisdom tells us, if you wish to be loved, love worthily. Seneca. And a woman who pays you focused attention is showing that she perceives value in your presence, and she's showing it through action, not words. Notice her eyes, if they don't wander, if she leans in when you speak, if silence makes her more curious, not uncomfortable, if she asks about your thoughts, not just your job. These are not random acts. These are signs that you've pierced the surface and made it into her mind. Because true connection, my friend, starts with mental engagement. This is why you must pause during your next conversation. Let the silence hang. If she fills it with genuine curiosity, if she wants to know more, that's her subconscious saying, "Don't leave yet. I want to stay in your world." And here's what separates the wise man from the average. The average man misses it, while the Stoic sees it clearly and calmly. He does not chase it, but he acknowledges it. He stands in his worth. That's power. That's magnetism. That's emotional clarity. So next time she's not scrolling, not fidgeting, not lost in her phone, but instead, fully immersed in your words, know this. You're not just talking, you're making an impact. You're not background noise, you're the signal. You are seen. That's when you smile inwardly and stay composed, because you understand the truth. And before you scroll, comment this below. A high-value man observes, never chases. Then, like this video, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom in modern relationships, and share your story. Have you ever caught this subtle sign from a woman? Let's talk in the comments. Sign 7. She playfully teases you. She playfully teases you. This may look like childish banter on the surface, but to the wise man, it's one of the oldest flirtation signals in the book, and if you understand the psychology behind it, you'll never overlook this powerful sign again. When a woman teases you in a playful, light-hearted way, mimicking your tone, poking fun at your habits, or giving you a cheeky nickname, what she's really doing is drawing a line between you and every other man in the room. This is not just humour, this is attention. And in the subtle language of attraction, attention is everything. The great philosopher Plato once said, "You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation." And that truth holds firm in modern attraction. Teasing creates that irresistible push-pull dynamic, that dance of tension and the connection, where she throws a little challenge your way and watches to see if you'll rise to it like a man of composure. It's her way of inviting you into her emotional world, testing whether you can meet her playful energy without being overly reactive or insecure. If she jokingly dares you to something, mockingly claims she's better at something than you are, or invents a teasing little nickname only she gets to use, that's her building a private little world between the two of you. But here's what separates the average man from the Stoic modern man. He doesn't just react. He reads between the lines. He doesn't get defensive or overexcited. He plays along with calm strength, teasing back with charm and wit, not ego or desperation. This is where the magic happens. Your reaction tells her everything. If you can handle her teasing with confident detachment, you've passed the test. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. In the same spirit, the best response to teasing is to be unbothered, light and composed, showing her that your emotional frame is unshakable. Real life advice? If she teases you, smile, lean into it, and toss a playful comment back. Don't try to impress. Sign 8. She acts differently around you. She acts differently around you. This is one of the most powerful yet easily missed signals a woman gives when she secretly likes you. Her energy shifts the moment you enter the room, and while she might not even be aware of it, her body language and behaviour start telling a silent story. This change isn't staged or rehearsed. It's a raw, unfiltered reaction. You might notice she gets a little more fidgety, constantly adjusting her hair, her clothes, or touching her neck or jewellery, not out of vanity, but because your presence heightens her awareness of how she appears. It's her subconscious trying to make sure she looks attractive in your eyes. Alternatively, she might turn into a more bubbly version of herself, laughing louder, smiling wider, teasing more, trying to create a magnetic field around her that you're drawn into. But it's not always outward excitement. Sometimes the effect goes the other way. A typically outgoing woman might suddenly become quieter, reserved, even a bit awkward, not because she's disinterested, but because she's worried that one wrong word might shatter the image she hopes you have of her. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is especially relevant here, because as a modern Stoic man, you must develop the awareness to observe, not judge. Her shift in behavior is not weakness. It is vulnerability expressing admiration. In a world where most people wear masks and guard their emotions, a woman showing this type of reaction is displaying one of the rarest gifts: sincerity. So be still, observe, and don't rush. Don't make assumptions, but also don't dismiss the signs. It's your presence that's causing the shift, and that says a lot. As Epictetus reminds us, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Use this wisely. Watch how she behaves with others, then compare it to how she is with you. The contrast reveals the truth. If her behavior is noticeably different when you're in the room, you're not just another man, you are someone who stirs something deeper inside her. Pay attention to that. And if you've ever witnessed a woman acting strangely or awkwardly around you without understanding why, now you know. She may have been showing you more than you realized. Sign 9. She finds excuses to touch you. She finds excuses to touch you. This is not just a moment of physical contact, it is one of the most ancient and powerful signals of attraction known to mankind. When a woman is drawn to you, especially in secret, she rarely declares it with words. Her touch speaks where her voice does not. She will find subtle ways to break the physical barrier, but do not be fooled into thinking these touches are accidental. That gentle brush of her arm against yours at the bar, that faint contact under the table, her fingers grazing yours as she hands you something, if it happens more than once, it's a message, not a mistake. And when she playfully hits your arm when laughing or nudges your side with a smile, understand this: she's not just teasing, she's testing. She's building comfort, creating chemistry, and seeing how you respond to closeness. Stoic men understand that attraction is rarely loud, it's silent, strategic, and intentional. A lingering hug, a handshake that holds for just a second longer, a touch on the shoulder that feels warmer than necessary, all of these are windows into her desire, veiled just enough to protect her pride, but strong enough to test your perception. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts, and if her actions lean toward touch, it's because her thoughts are tinted with affection." In modern life, when women are more guarded than ever, especially those who've learned to protect themselves emotionally, touch becomes her calculated risk. It's her way of stepping closer without having to speak her truth. If you are a man over 35, divorced, successful, or simply rebuilding your life, you must read these signs not with desperation, but with calm mastery. Do not flinch, do not rush, observe, interpret, and lead. Let your masculine presence anchor the moment. The touch is her move. Your response determines what happens next. If you've noticed this in your life, those repeated, accidental touches, comment below with, "I've seen it. I know what she's doing." And remember this: most men miss their moment not because the opportunity wasn't there, but because they weren't trained to see it. You are no longer one of them. Sign 10. She mirrors your movements and speech. When a woman begins to mirror your movements, speech patterns, or emotional energy without even realizing it, you're witnessing one of the deepest subconscious signs of attraction, a phenomenon deeply rooted in human psychology and what the Stoics might call nature's silent agreement. This isn't just imitation, it's resonance. When she leans in as you do, when her hand finds her cup the moment yours touches yours, or when she starts echoing your favourite expressions back to you in her own words, it's not coincidence, it's connection. Just as Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts, her actions are dyed with her focus on you. She is aligning, not to manipulate, but because attraction has tuned her frequency to yours. In modern life, mirroring is often overlooked as mere coincidence, but men with discernment see through the noise. If you walk into a room and notice her posture shift in rhythm with yours, or her energy rising and falling in response to your tone, recognize this for what it is, a silent declaration that you are emotionally present in her world. The Stoic man does not act desperate in response. He notices, he observes, and he decides from a place of clarity. Remember, attraction is not in the words spoken, is in the energy matched, the pauses held, and the glances that echo your own. Mirroring reveals emotional synchrony before a single confession is ever made. As Carl Jung famously said, the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. So pay attention, not just to what she says, but to how she moves when you're near. Sign 11. She brings you up when you're not around. She brings you up when you're not around, and that's not just a coincidence. That's a loud whisper of attraction hidden in the silence of absence. You see, a woman who truly feels something for you won't confine those feelings to the moments you're physically present. No, real interest lingers, it echoes, it shows up in conversations where you're not even there. Pay close attention to how her friends react when you're around. If they nudge her, smirk, or say things like, "So this is the guy she keeps talking about," understand that your presence has already made an impact beyond your actual words. That's not just idle chatter. That's emotional real estate. And when she brings up inside jokes, moments only you two share, or uses your name as a reference point in her stories, you know who'd love this? You. That's not small talk. That's emotional imprinting. She's weaving you into the narrative of her life. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts. If her mind returns to you, even in your absence, then you've left a mark on her emotional fabric. In a modern Stoic sense, this kind of subtle sign should be observed with calm confidence, not needy hope. A wise man does not chase validation. He recognises the signs, respects them, and stays grounded. Remember, true attraction reveals itself not in grand declarations, but in the quiet repetition of your name, the laughter she recalls when you're not around, the look in her friend's eyes that says more than she ever will. This is how you know. When you're not physically in the room, but your presence still is. So if you're wise enough to notice, you'll realise her affection is not an announcement, it's a pattern, and patterns don't lie. As always, stay still, observe, and lead from strength. If any of this resonates with you, drop your thoughts in the comments. Has a woman ever brought you up when you weren't around? Let's talk. Thanks for watching, my friend. If you've made it this far, here's what I want you to take with you. Don't just look at what a woman says, watch what she does. The signs are there, but only a man who's calm, observant, and grounded in his masculine presence will truly see them. You don't need to chase or beg for love. You simply need to recognize the truth when it's standing right in front of you. Pay attention to the way she looks at you, how she positions herself near you, and whether she finds reasons to stay close, even when she doesn't have to. Attraction is silent, but it's loud in her actions. Stay sharp, stay stoic, and remember, real power comes from knowing, not guessing. Take care, and until next time, stay wise. Understanding the subtle signs of attraction can be challenging, but with Stoic wisdom, you can learn to interpret the quiet gestures that reveal a woman's true feelings. In our first discussion, we explored 11 powerful gestures or signs that a woman secretly likes you, signals that go beyond words and actions, rooted in emotional and physical cues. But what happens when these signs escalate and she's waiting for you to make a move? In the next part of this conversation, we'll uncover 7 secret signs that a woman is not only interested, but is silently urging you to take the next step and make your move, revealing a deeper level of attraction. Have you ever stood across from a woman and wondered, is she waiting for me to make a move? Most men miss the moment because women rarely say it outright. Instead, they send subtle signs through glances, body language, and quiet energy. If you can't read them, you risk missing real opportunities. But once you learn these signals, You move with calm confidence instead of hesitation. As Lao Tzu wisely said, "At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are and you know what you want." The truth is, women are taught by society to be subtle, to protect their hearts from judgment and rejection. They don't play games. They communicate in ways that require a man of understanding to truly listen. Learning this isn't about manipulation. It's about respect, emotional intelligence, and connection. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When you master this hidden language, you don't just attract women, you elevate yourself. Stay with me as we dive into the 7 secret signs she's waiting for you. Comment below. I am ready to understand her world. Your transformation starts now. Sign 1. She finds ways to be close to you. When a woman is genuinely drawn to you, the physical distance between you begins to dissolve, and this is never by accident. It is an unspoken invitation, a quiet yet deliberate signal that says, "I want to be close to you." And the man who understands the language of subtlety, who doesn't need flashing neon signs to recognize opportunity, will catch this unfolding right before his very eyes. Maybe you're standing at a crowded party, and though the room is filled with space, she edges closer to your side, or perhaps at a networking event, while everyone else maintains polite distance, she somehow finds herself within your immediate circle, leaning just a bit into your space, almost brushing your arm with hers. And it's not a clumsy coincidence, it's intention without words. Imagine this. You're at your favourite coffee shop, focused on your laptop, and you notice her sitting 2 tables away, casually flipping through a book. And without a word spoken, the next glance reveals she's relocated closer, now 1 table away, and before you know it, she's sharing the same small corner of that half-empty cafe with you. That's no accident. That's a call, a soft yet deliberate reach for connection. And if you, as a man, miss it, you are not just ignoring her presence. You are turning your back on the very essence of feminine vulnerability, reaching toward masculine strength, because women often speak in the language of movement, of proximity, testing whether you are perceptive, strong, and present enough to notice their silent invitations. And this is where many men fail, not because they were rejected, but because they were too passive, too unsure, too distracted to act when the moment was wide open. And as Marcus Aurelius wisely reminded us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury, and in this case, the injury is inflicted not on her, but on yourself, by letting hesitation rob you of destiny, and when she brushes past you lightly, lingers during conversations, or seems to accidentally find reasons to stay close to you, she is giving you a golden opportunity, wrapped in humility, and hoping you will rise up into your natural leadership. Because confidence, true masculine confidence, isn't about brashness or loud displays. It's about calm awareness, steady presence, the ability to recognize her offering without needing it spelled out for you, and leading from a place of strength, respect, and decisiveness. When a woman offers you her presence, she is offering you a door into deeper intimacy, into trust, into possibility, and it is not her role to pull you through it. It is yours to notice, to act, and to move the connection forward, because life will not always scream at you with obvious signs. Sometimes the greatest treasures are hidden behind the smallest shifts, and only the attentive, the courageous, the wise will ever find them. So the next time you notice a woman repeatedly choosing proximity over distance, the next time she happens to find herself next to you even when she had 100 other options, know this: it is her courage wrapped in subtlety. It is her feminine spirit whispering, "I trust you enough to come closer. Will you meet me halfway?" And in that moment, you have a choice: to hesitate and remain blind, forever wondering why connection eludes you, or to step forward with quiet strength, owning the invitation with the grace and certainty that defines a truly noble man. Remember, this is not about playing childish games. It's about understanding the sacred dance of attraction. It's about honoring the ways we, as men and women, seek to find each other beyond words, through presence, energy and unspoken understanding. And if you are ready to be the man who notices, who acts with confidence and respect, who embraces the silent invitations women offer with hope and vulnerability, then comment below, "I'm ready to make my move because the world belongs to those who have the courage to see and the strength to act." Sign 2. She mirrors your body language. When a woman mirrors your body language, understand it is not a random event. It is a profound, subconscious signal that she feels connected, safe, and attracted to you. In psychology, this behavior, known as mirroring, happens when someone instinctively copies another person's gestures, posture, tone, or even emotional energy without consciously thinking about it. For example, if you lean forward while speaking and moments later notice her leaning in too, or if you sit back with your hands relaxed and see her doing the same shortly after, it is not an accident. It is a clear sign she is aligning herself with your vibe. It goes beyond body posture. If your energy is lively and she begins to reflect that same enthusiasm, she's signaling emotional investment. Imagine a real-life situation. You're at a coffee shop having a casual conversation. You take a sip of your drink, and moments later she mirrors the same action. Or you tilt your head while smiling, and she unconsciously mirrors that movement. This is her mind syncing with yours in real time. As the famous psychologist Dr. John Gottman wisely said, "The best way to know someone is to pay attention to what they do when they think you're not looking." And these unconscious moments are pure gold for understanding true feelings. Moreover, notice when she playfully touches you, adjusting your tie, brushing something off your jacket, or smoothing your sleeve. These are not just casual gestures, they are deliberate attempts to bridge physical distance and invite deeper connection. In today's fast-paced, guarded world, where women are highly selective about who they let into their emotional space, mirroring and subtle touches are bold, meaningful signals. Recognizing them gives you a massive advantage because while words can deceive, body language rarely lies. Therefore, if you catch her mirroring your actions or initiating playful touch, stay composed, respond with confident ease, and allow the bond to unfold naturally. In the spirit of modern Stoic wisdom, remember, attraction is not something you force, it is something you nurture with awareness, patience, and authenticity. If you have ever noticed a woman mirroring you or initiating subtle touches in your life, share your experience in the comments below. I would love to hear your story and how it shaped your understanding of connection. Sign 3. She initiates playful physical touch. When a woman initiates playful physical touch, it is never accidental. It is a calculated, courageous signal sent through a society that teaches her to guard her feelings. And if you are the man who is truly awake, truly alive, you will recognize it not as a coincidence, but as an unmistakable invitation to lead with strength and wisdom. Because in a world flooded with empty messages, meaningless swipes, and cold digital interaction, the rare, warm spark of touch speaks volumes louder than words ever could. When she taps your arm while laughing at your joke, when she brushes something invisible from your shoulder, when she reaches out to fix your collar, she's testing the waters, testing your ability to understand what most men foolishly miss. And if you hesitate, if you overthink, if you second guess, you are not being respectful. You are losing ground because attraction is not always loud, but it is always intentional. Think of it like this. Imagine you are standing at a casual office party, coffee in hand, making small talk, and you crack a simple joke about how terrible you are at dancing, and she suddenly laughs, steps closer, and lightly punches your arm playfully, her eyes shining with amusement. Now ask yourself, does that little punch really need to happen? Or is it her way of telling you, I'm comfortable, I'm interested, and I'm hoping you'll see it? Modern Stoic men know the answer instinctively. They do not seek endless verbal confirmation. They read the subtle signs like a general reads the battlefield, because they understand that the woman who dares to break the physical barrier first is offering a piece of her vulnerability, and only a fool would miss it. And it doesn't end there. Maybe you're at the gym, wiping sweat from your forehead when she walks by, smiles, and gives a light tap on your elbow saying, "Good job in there." Casual? Maybe, but also loaded with hidden meaning, because women today don't touch random men without thought. That tap says, "I see you, I approve of you, I'm inviting you to notice me back." In moments like these, weakness will tell you to stay silent, but greatness will command you to act, because life, love, and opportunity never wait for the unsure. They reward the decisive, the bold, the man who knows that destiny is always written between the lines, between the touches, between the smiles. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." And so it is with attraction. The little hesitation you feel must be turned into movement, into strength, into leadership. When she touches you playfully, it is not time to analyze, it is time to rise, because your future will not be built on missed signals. It will be built on moments seized with clarity and masculine certainty. So hear me clearly. If you have seen these signs, if you have felt her reaching out, if you have experienced the spark of her subtle courage, do not waste another second, because someone else, someone less worthy, someone quicker, will take the chance you hesitate to claim. You were not made to sit idle while your life passes by. You were made to be a conqueror of moments, a builder of destiny. And if you feel that fire stirring in your chest right now, comment boldly below. I am the man who knows the signs. Smash that like button like you are smashing through old fears. Subscribe for a lifetime supply of wisdom forged in fire, and never forget. The man who acts wins the heart. The man who hesitates watches it slip away. And in the end, only one of those men writes the story that others remember. Sign 4. She gives you prolonged eye contact. When a woman is truly captivated by you, her eyes betray her emotions before her words ever will. Because when she locks eyes with you and holds that gaze just a heartbeat longer than what's casual, you're not just seeing interest, you're witnessing an invitation, a challenge, a silent declaration that says, "I'm here, I see you, I want you to step forward, and make no mistake. This is not some random coincidence. This is one of the most ancient and purest forms of attraction being displayed right before you, and the man who knows how to recognize it, who meets that gaze with equal intensity and calm certainty, instantly separates himself from the crowd of those who hesitate, stutter, or retreat into fear. Remember the words of Epictetus. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants, because this moment isn't about chasing approval or playing games. It's about recognizing that you have everything you need already, the opportunity, the power, and the choice to act. When her eyes are soft, lingering, and her smile blooms naturally as she looks at you, you must not turn away. You must not fumble the moment, because to hesitate here is to send a message that you are not the man she hoped you would be. And believe me, in the real world, life doesn't always offer second chances. If you miss the window, someone braver will step through it. Imagine this. You're standing at a bar, talking casually, and she holds your gaze just a second longer than necessary, a smile playing at her lips. And you have two choices. Stand firm, meet her eyes with quiet power, and let the chemistry spark, or look away, break the connection, and watch her interest fade like smoke in the air. Ask yourself, what kind of man are you becoming? Are you the man who claims the moment, or the man who doubts himself into regret? Because women aren't looking for perfection. They're searching for certainty, for presence, for a man who can hold their gaze and hold their heart with equal strength. The ability to recognize and respond to her silent invitation is not a skill you can afford to ignore. It is the gateway to connection, intimacy, and deeper relationships. And if you truly want to master the art of attraction, it starts with mastering your presence in these small but powerful moments. So next time her eyes find yours and don't look away, you don't look away either. You hold her there. You smile with calm assurance, and you step into the connection she is offering you on a silver platter. Because greatness belongs to those who are ready to seize it without hesitation. Comment below, I am ready to own the moment. If you're committed to never missing these signals again, And if this message stirred something inside you, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this with a brother who needs to hear it. Because we're building men of wisdom, strength, and unshakable confidence right here. And you are part of that movement of... Sign 5. She laughs at your jokes, even the bad ones. When a woman laughs at your jokes, especially the ones you know deep down aren't exactly comedic gold, it's not just a compliment to your sense of humour, it's a powerful signal of her attraction and emotional investment in you. Humour has always played a crucial role in human connection, serving as a bridge that brings two people closer together. And when she finds reasons to laugh with you, it's rarely just about the joke itself. It's about the bond she's trying to build. There's a big difference between a polite chuckle given out of courtesy and genuine, contagious laughter that lights up her whole face. And as a wise man once said, laughter is the shortest distance between two people, a truth echoed by countless relationship experts. In real life, think about those moments when you crack a simple joke. Something about the bad coffee you're both sipping, or a light-hearted comment about getting lost on the way to the restaurant. And she not only laughs, but leans in slightly, her eyes sparkling with real amusement, maybe even brushing your arm as if pulled closer by an invisible thread. That reaction is not random, it's deeply instinctive. Pay attention if she's not only laughing, but also finding little excuses to share her own funny stories, teasing you playfully, or making light-hearted jokes at your expense in a way that feels warm rather than critical. Because these are signs she is actively trying to create intimacy through shared joy. Laughter is a social glue, and when a woman chooses to laugh easily and openly with you, especially in a world where people are often guarded and careful, it shows she feels safe, seen, and connected. If you're wise, you'll recognize that her laughter is not about delivering a stand-up comedy performance. It's about sparking an emotional connection that opens the door to something more. So don't overthink trying to be the funniest guy in the room. Focus instead on being genuine, playful, and present, because a woman laughs most deeply when she feels free and at ease. In the spirit of Stoic awareness, observe her reactions without desperation, but with calm confidence, and let her laughter guide you like a lighthouse in the fog of uncertainty. If you've ever experienced a woman laughing at even your worst jokes and sensed that deeper connection forming, share your story in the comments. I would love to hear how you recognize this powerful signal in your own life. Sign 6. She asks personal questions. When a woman starts asking personal questions, it's a powerful and often overlooked signal that she's genuinely interested in connecting with you beyond the surface. And as a man who values wisdom and strength, you must recognize this moment for what it is, an open door to something real. She isn't merely passing the time with idle chatter. She's deliberately reaching into the substance of your life, seeking to understand your world, your dreams, your experiences, and your passions. And this is where many men, caught off guard, either fumble the opportunity by offering vague, detached answers or shut down completely out of fear of vulnerability. But the truth is, in the eyes of a truly interested woman, vulnerability is not weakness. It is strength, it is depth, and it is the gateway to emotional intimacy. And when she asks about your passions, your childhood memories, your ambitions for the future, or the challenges that shaped you, she's not looking for perfect stories or polished answers. She's searching for authenticity, for a man who dares to stand firm in who he is. And as you answer, notice if she follows up, digging a little deeper, because that persistence is her way of saying, I want to know you, not just your surface, but your soul. And the real mark of her seriousness is when she remembers and brings up small but meaningful details you casually mentioned days or even weeks ago. A book you loved, a family member you admire, a dream you confessed, showing you that you were not just heard, but valued. And this is your moment to lead the conversation into richer waters, because as Marcus Aurelius wisely said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, meaning that when she offers you her curiosity and attention, You honor it by stepping boldly into your own authenticity, by speaking not just with words, but with the weight of lived truth. And in doing so, you give her something no superficial charm or clever tactic ever could: a sense of real emotional safety and excitement, a sense that she is connecting with a man who is not afraid of himself. And in today's world, where distractions are everywhere and shallow conversations are the norm, a man who listens deeply, shares honestly, and engages with presence stands out like a lighthouse in the fog. So next time you notice a woman asking you those thoughtful, personal questions, don't retreat. Lean in, show her your real character, not with arrogance, but with quiet, firm openness. Because real connection is not built on pretending to be impressive, it is built on being courageous enough to be sincere. And if you've ever wondered why some men effortlessly form deep bonds while others struggle endlessly, this is it. They recognize when a woman is signaling her deeper interest, and they meet that moment with a steady hand, a strong heart, and a willingness to be seen for who they truly are. So ask yourself now, when the opportunity for true connection knocks, will you step forward with the confidence of a man who knows himself, or will you hesitate and let it slip away unnoticed? Share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your experiences and insights. Sign 7. She compliments you and notices small details. When a woman goes out of her way to compliment you and notices the finer details most would overlook, understand that this is not random. It is a deliberate signal, a flashing green light, a moment you cannot afford to ignore. In a world where everyone rushes by without seeing, she sees you, and as Marcus Aurelius once said, the soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts. Her thoughts are painting you in colours of admiration and intrigue. And if you fail to recognise it, you risk missing a rare opportunity unfolding right before your eyes. Because when she says things like, "Your smile is captivating," or "I admire how you stay calm under pressure," she's peeling back layers and showing she values not just your appearance, but the substance of who you are, a man of composure, depth, and strength. And when she notices your watch, your cologne, or the subtle way you phrase your words, she's whispering that you have entered her mind's private domain where few are allowed entry, and in today's distracted world, that level of focused attention is pure gold. So ask yourself, are you going to stand there like a passive observer, or will you step into your power, recognize these clues for what they are, and act decisively as a man who understands the language of genuine interest? Remember, real men are not blind to opportunity. They seize it. Therefore, next time she compliments you or highlights a subtle detail only someone truly attentive would notice, lean in, respond warmly, and match her investment with your own clarity and presence. Because hesitation is the death of connection, and every second you delay, another man out there is ready to move boldly. If you agree that true strength lies in knowing when to act, drop a comment below saying, "I see the signs and I act with courage." And if this message strikes a chord within you, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights that sharpen your instincts and help you master the art of attraction like a true modern Stoic. How to respond to these signs. When you start to recognize the subtle but unmistakable signs that a woman wants you to make a move, understand that the true art is not in rushing forward blindly, but in responding with calm confidence and respectful strength. Because in the words of Epictetus, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And this principle holds true in the delicate dance of attraction. The first rule you must embrace is this: stay grounded, stay composed, because while confidence is magnetic, arrogance and assumption are repellent. And if you push too hard or interpret her every smile as an invitation, you will crush the very spark that is beginning to ignite. So instead, become the kind of man who listens more than he speaks, who notices her cues with discernment and responds not with desperation, but with natural ease. And if she compliments you, do not stumble over your words or act overly excited. Simply return the energy lightly with a genuine but subtle compliment. Something simple like, "Thank you. I really appreciate that. You have a great eye for details," because this shows you are not needy for validation, but that you honor her attention with grace. And in today's world, where forced interactions and hollow flattery run rampant, authenticity becomes a rare and valuable currency that only the wise can trade with great success. Furthermore, avoid the deadly mistake of misreading friendliness for romantic interest. There is a fine line between perception and projection, and if you project your desires onto her without clear confirmation, you not only disrespect her, but reveal a lack of mastery over yourself, which a woman instantly detects. The Stoic man knows that true attraction must be allowed to blossom naturally, without coercion or pressure, just like the finest wines that mature best with patience and care. So use humour to keep the mood light. Allow moments to breathe. Let silence be a companion rather than a void to be filled, because effortless rapport grows in an environment of ease, not tension. And if you can maintain this balance, you transform from just another man trying to impress into the rare man who impresses without trying. Remember, in every interaction, your goal is not to convince her to like you. It is to show up as the man she naturally cannot help but be drawn to. If you agree that confidence combined with respect is the ultimate power, drop a comment below saying, "I move with confidence and wisdom." And if this insight speaks to your spirit, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more strategies that turn ordinary moments into extraordinary connections. The kind that a true modern Stoic masters with ease. Common mistakes men make. The first and most frequent mistake is overlooking obvious signs. Too often, men ignore or doubt the signals women are giving, either because of insecurity or fear of rejection. Maybe you're thinking, "She's just being nice," or "That can't mean she's interested in me." But here's the reality. If you constantly second-guess yourself, you'll likely miss out on opportunities. Learn to trust your instincts and recognize when she's genuinely interested. Another common pitfall is moving too fast or too slow. Pacing is everything. Moving too fast, like trying to escalate things before she's ready, can make her feel uncomfortable or pressured. On the flip side, moving too slowly can signal disinterest, causing her to lose patience or even move on. The key is balance. Match her energy, respond to her cues, and let things progress naturally. Hey there. Thanks so much for sticking with us all the way until the end. Today, we didn't just scratch the surface. We unlocked the 7 secret signs a woman gives when she wants you to make a move. Everything from those playful touches, those lingering glances, the personal questions she asks, to the compliments she slips into conversation when she thinks you're not even noticing. These are not just random gestures. They are powerful, meaningful signals that many men overlook simply because they are too focused on what to say next or too trapped inside their own heads. But now, you are no longer in the dark. You have the knowledge to see what most men miss. The silent invitations, the subtle courage it takes for a woman to open the door for deep connection without risking direct rejection. Here's the real bottom line. Success in attraction isn't about cheesy pickup lines or being someone you're not. It's about awareness, presence, confidence, and above all, respect. It's about recognizing her effort, reading the moment, and responding with strength and authenticity. Don't overthink it. Don't drown in doubt, but also don't ignore what's right in front of you. Trust yourself. Understand her signals, respect her vulnerability, and respond in a way that builds genuine trust, emotional excitement, and mutual attraction. Because at the end of the day, it's not just the words you say. It's the energy you bring, the steady presence you hold, and the realness you offer that makes all the difference. So now that you're armed with these tools, I want you to take a deep breath, steady your mind, trust in your instincts, and when the right moment comes, because it will, you won't hesitate, you won't second guess. You'll simply act with the calm strength of a man who knows who he is. You'll make your move not with desperation, but with confidence, respect, and genuine interest. And trust me, that energy is magnetic beyond anything you could imagine. If this video helped open your eyes or gave you even one new insight, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more powerful relationship wisdom like this. Because mastering connection isn't just about one moment. It's a lifelong journey of growth, understanding, and deepening your masculine energy. And I would love to hear from you in the comments. Which of the 7 signs surprised you the most? Which one do you realize you might have overlooked in the past? Share your thoughts below. You never know who you might inspire just by opening up. And if you're serious about taking your confidence to the next level, make sure to check out the links in the description below. We've got some incredible resources waiting for you. Thanks again for watching. Stay strong, stay aware, and as always, remember, the world belongs to the man who sees, who understands, and who acts without fear. I'll see you in the next video.